G'day ice cream lovers, my name's Steve Christensen, the ice cream bloke, self-appointed headmaster of Scoop School down here, and look, as always, it's fabulous to spend this 5 to 7 minutes every day. Look, I feel as though this is a bit of a one-way relationship going here, and I would really appreciate it if you could hit subscribe. That way, all of the content that we're providing for you, you get to in your inbox every day, and I just think it's a small price to pay. That's just me personally. You can think about it whatever you want, but I'd appreciate it. Anyway, we do want to thank our episode sponsor, which is Frozen Solutions. Mitch Kleinman, out on the West Coast. You know what? He is sourcing, manufacturing, making cups, lids, spoons, napkins. You can have them pre-printed. You can just buy a whole range of already printed cups, spoons. It's the home of the color-changing spoon, frozensolutions.com. Thank you very much to Mitch and all the crew out there for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. Now, I'm standing in front of our Mr. C's menus here because we're answering the age-old question today: should I have a kid's cone or should I not have a kid's cone? Look, here's the thing. You can't have a kid's cone and in all reality cap off what age a person is allowed to have that kid's cone. It kind of goes against everything ice cream shop wise. So you may find that if you're in a lower socioeconomic area, or you're in an area where there are a lot of seniors, that if you offer a kid's cone, you may find the issue where you've got non-kids, adults, middle-aged people, the elderly, seniors, just opting to buy the kids' cone or the smallest portion, either for reasons of financial outlay or just they can't eat a full size. So just be aware of that. And it's interesting to go along to some of these conventions, the NICRA convention. I know we've had topics and seminars on should you have a kid's cone, should you not? And it's fascinating to hear 80 to 100 adults, particularly men, saying we should have a good kid's cone, we shouldn't have a kid's cone. So anyway, look, I'm on the fence either way. I do think that you need to offer a smaller portioned item. Sometimes I don't think kids' cones or labeling it a kid's cone is the way to go. So in our stores, this is what we did to kind of inch our way around this whole kids' cone process. We never had anything called a kid's cone or a kid's cup or a kid's portion. Anything that was scooped was basically a regular, medium, or large. Now, if someone came in and said, do you have a kid's cone? We would say, look, we don't have a kid's cone. Our sizes are regular, medium, and large in a cup or a cone. However, we do have this item here, which is called a little C. Our businesses were called Mr. C's Ice Cream, Mr. C's Frozen Custard, both in Australia and in the United States here. I nearly said the UK. And we would have a kids' sundae. This was called a little C. And it was simply one scoop, if it was, one scoop in a cup with 2 toppings. So our regular size ice cream was 6 ounces, 2 3-ounce scoops. Our little C here was 1 3-ounce scoop in a 5-ounce cup with 2 toppings. Now, it's by design that the actual image that we used up here were gummy bears, because I found that if a senior came in and asked for a small portion or a kid's cup, we'd say, well, listen, we don't do kids' portions, but we do have this little C sundae over here, and it's just simply 1 scoop. You can have one of them. Now, they could put whatever topping they want on it, even if they didn't want a topping. But because they saw the gummy bear on it, they thought to themselves, oh, I could just see that getting caught up in my dentures. No, just give me a regular. Call me a bad person, but that's the way that we kind of tackled it. Now, obviously, we would explain, you can have any topping you want on there, but that gave us the ability to not do the kids' cone, but offer a kids' portion and still not have to have this awkward conversation of, how old are you, son? 15? Sorry, we cap our kids' cones off at 12. So anyway, that's my take on it. I think you should have a smaller portion product product. You don't have to call it a kids cone. You can fashion it around. And look, if you want to offer a kids cone for a particular time of year, if you want to do, the day before Christmas, hey, every kid gets a kids cone today, that's fine. You've got the prerogative to add it. But once it's on your core menu, then you're kind of stuck with it. So my suggestion is leave it off. Have a smaller item that you can identify as a smaller portion or a kid's portion, and then let the chips fall where they may. Again, thank you very much to Mitch and all the crew out there at Frozen Solutions for this episode's sponsorship. And if you have a question, like many did, about this topic, drop us a line, steve@scoopschool.com, leave a message down below. Why don't you hit us up on the socials? I think we've got a pretty robust Facebook, Instagram account, Twitter account. And that's about it. Keep on scooping, folks. See you in the next video.